I want to show you two tiny homes. Same price range, same trailer, same square footage on paper. The one on the left is what most people build. A rectangle, a box, a well-organized shoebox on wheels that technically checks every box: bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living area, and feels like a studio apartment in a building nobody would choose to live in. The one on the right? People stop walking when they see it. They take photos. They send the link to their partner with a message. What if we did this instead? The difference isn't the materials. It isn't the finishes. It isn't even the price. It's the layout. The biggest design flaws that make tiny homes unlivable all share one root cause: a poor floor plan. Map your daily movements before finalizing the layout. Plan storage into every piece of furniture. Use open floor plans to reduce bottlenecks. The box-shaped tiny home was never the best idea. It was the easiest idea. And in 2026, the designers winning are the ones who stopped accepting the rectangle as default and started asking, what shape actually serves the way people live? Today I'm walking you through 5 alternative layouts, changing the conversation. What each one is, who it's for, what it does better than a box. And the one layout I believe is the most underrated tiny home design of 2026. That's at the end. Stay with me. Before we get into it, if smart tiny home design and real architecture insight is what you're here for, hit subscribe and the bell right now. New videos every week, no fluff. Okay, 5 layouts. Starting with why the box fails. The standard rectangular THOW has real merit. Cheap to frame, aerodynamically efficient to tow, structurally simple, and maximizes interior square footage within the trailer footprint. If you need a functional compact space fast on a tight budget, the rectangle makes sense. But here's what the box doesn't do well. And for full-time living, these limitations compound every day. A standard 24-foot THOW maxes out at around 200 square feet on the main floor, plus a cramped sleeping loft. For full-time living, the loft bedroom's advantages erode quickly. Climbing a steep staircase or ladder multiple times a day becomes tiresome. The low headroom of 3.5 to 4.5 feet in a loft means you can't sit up in bed fully, dress standing up, or use the sleeping space for anything other than sleeping. The box's fundamental problem is how it allocates its volume. You have a narrow rectangle. The ground floor is functional, but because the ceiling is low enough to accommodate a loft, it never feels generous. The loft gives you sleeping space, but because the loft eats the interior volume from above, the ground floor never gets the height it needs to feel open. The box sacrifices ceiling height for sleeping square footage, and in doing so, it makes both spaces worse. In 2020 SXS Best Tiny House Designs, the kitchen, dining, and living areas form a continuous spine running the length of the home, creating an unobstructed sight line from front to back, making the home read as longer and larger than it measures. The box achieves that sight line, but when the loft hangs at 6.5 feet overhead, the sense of openness is compromised before it begins. The 5 layouts ahead all solve this differently. Each one is the right answer for a different person. Layout number 1. And if you've never seen a gooseneck tiny home in person, you're about to understand why people say it changes the conversation. Built on a gooseneck trailer, this plan adds a raised bedroom over the hitch for privacy. Below it sits a compact kitchen and an open living zone. It feels larger without adding too much length, making it perfect for travelers. The extra headroom also provides a sense of separation and comfort while staying mobile. The gooseneck trailer has a raised front section, the neck, that sits above the truck hitch. In a standard THOW, this space is wasted or used for mechanical systems. In a gooseneck tiny home, it becomes a lofted bedroom that is genuinely separate from the rest of the home. Not a loft hanging above the living room. A loft that sits over the gooseneck, its own zone, its own ceiling height at the peak, accessed by a staircase built into the transition area. What this does for the main living spine is dramatic. When the bedroom is moved to the gooseneck zone, the main body of the home, kitchen, living, dining, bathroom, gets the full interior height uninterrupted. No loft hanging overhead. No visual compression. The home's primary living space is suddenly cathedral-like. Walls are kept to a minimum, allowing every area to flow together naturally. The kitchen, dining, and lounge blend seamlessly into one bright space. Big windows or glass doors invite sunlight and make the home feel larger. You can be in the bedroom with the door closed and the adults below won't disturb you. That acoustic and visual separation, which requires an entire second story in a conventional home, is achieved by the geometry of the trailer itself. The practical consideration: gooseneck trailers require a gooseneck-capable truck to tow. A standard hitch truck won't work. If mobility is frequently important, factor in the towing vehicle. If you're parking semi-permanently, which most full-time tiny home residents do, this is a non-issue. Best for full-time residents who want genuine sleeping separation without a foundation build. Couples who need privacy without a second staircase. Anyone who has been told the loft is the only option and wants to hear otherwise. Layout 2 is the one that genuinely shocked me when I first saw it deployed in person. A standard 24-foot THOW maxes out at around 200 square feet on the main floor. A 20-foot double-wing expandable home yields almost 400 square feet of single-level living space, allowing for 2 real bedrooms with doors you can actually close. Nearly double the floor area from the same footprint. The extra square footage folds out from the sides of the central core when the home is deployed on site. The Magic Slide Expandable delivers full standing height sleeping space without a single ladder rung, eliminating the tunnel effect of traditional narrow tiny homes and creating a genuinely spacious tiny home feel. The key benefit beyond floor area is shape. When expanded, many of these homes approach a square or near square footprint, a fundamentally different experience than a narrow rectangle. A square room gives you flexibility in furniture placement and how light moves across the day. The rectangular tunnel effect is gone. The honest trade-offs: the ceiling height in the expanded wings is usually limited to 7.5 to 8 feet due to the folding mechanism. Every hinge and seam is a potential water leak, and moving an expandable home requires a commercial crane and flatbed 18-wheeler, not a pickup truck. But setup is fast. The factory builds it in 30 days, and you can go from order to sleeping in your new home in under 8 weeks. Best for buyers who prioritize floor area and ground floor sleeping over frequent road mobility. Anyone who wants 2 real bedrooms without a loft and without a permanent foundation. Layout 3 photographs best. And for full-time living, it's more functional than people credit. A-frame tiny houses are designed and built with full-time living in mind. Although many still adore this style as a cabin or vacation home, the shape appeals strongly to the tiny house movement. The A-frame's defining feature is its triangular roofline. The ceiling climbs from low at the sides to a dramatic peak at the ridge. Where a standard tiny home has a flat, relatively low ceiling, the A-frame ceiling is a design element. It creates a double-height void above the living area. The home feels cathedral-like rather than compressed. Features like large windows for natural light, vaulted ceilings for vertical space, and multifunctional furniture zones help create an open, uncluttered environment in A-frame tiny homes. Floor-to-ceiling glass at the gable ends brings the outside in more fully than almost any other tiny home form. The full end wall can be glass. The indoor-outdoor connection is stronger here than in a standard THOW. The practical consideration: A-frames are typically wider than a standard THOW, complicating road transport. Many are park models or foundation builds. Check local zoning before designing around this layout. Best for short-term rental operators, the most photographed and bookable tiny home form. Buyers who want the most dramatic interior feel, and anyone building in a natural setting where the outdoor connection is a priority. Layout 4 solves a problem nobody talks about enough: the outdoor room problem. In a standard rectangular tiny home, outdoor space is accidental. You park near some trees. The outdoor experience is whatever the site provides, not something the home creates. The L-shaped layout changes that entirely. The L shape creates a private, sheltered courtyard. Extensive windows and glass doors face the courtyard. It often separates the living wing from the bedroom wing. Perfect for integrating a pool or outdoor kitchen. It creates a social, resort-like atmosphere ideal for hosting. 2 wings wrap around a corner, creating a protected outdoor zone in the pocket of the L, sheltered on 2 sides by the home. Private. connected to the interior by glass doors from both wings. In a standard THOW, you get a deck. In an L-shaped plan, you get an outdoor room. Those are not the same thing. For two adults, an L-shaped plan separates sleeping zones without a corridor, reducing functional living space used for circulation. One wing for living and kitchen, the other for sleeping. The home's social and private functions are architecturally separated. No corridor eating the floor plan. The practical consideration: the L-shaped plan is typically a foundation build or larger park model. The footprint is inherently two-dimensional, making road transport complex. This is the layout for permanent or semi-permanent placement on land. Best for people who value outdoor living as a daily habit, couples who need zone separation, and anyone building on owned land who wants a courtyard without the full cost of a U-shaped plan. And here we are. Layout 5. The one I promised would surprise you. Not the A-frame. Not the gooseneck. Not the expandable. The wide-body, single-level, no-loft plan. I know. It sounds boring. Stay with me. At $119,000, the Barred Owl makes one clear argument. Sometimes the most intelligent upgrade in tiny home design is the one that removes something entirely. Rewild Homes built this 34-foot home on a single-level plan, eliminating the loft bed that most tiny houses treat as a structural inevitability. Mounted on a triple-axle trailer and measuring 10 feet wide, 1.5 feet wider than the North American standard, the Barred Owl transforms how the interior functions at every point of the day, from the moment you walk in. Let's unpack why this is so significant. The standard THOW is 8.5 feet wide. The Barred Owl is 10 feet wide. That's 18 inches of additional interior width on each side, 36 inches of total additional width across the room. In a space this small, 36 additional inches is the difference between a kitchen that feels like a galley and one that feels like a room. It's the difference between a bathroom where your elbows touch the walls and one where you can turn around comfortably. It's the difference between a home that works and a home that breathes. And then, no loft. Ground floor bedrooms are increasingly preferred by full-time residents in 2026. For buyers over 50, those with mobility concerns, or anyone planning to share the home long-term, a ground floor bedroom is not a luxury. It's a livability requirement. When there's no loft, the home's entire interior volume, every inch of ceiling height, every cubic foot of air, belongs to the ground floor. The home doesn't have to compromise between ground floor generosity and sleeping space. It simply has one generous level all the way through. Large windows and a well-considered floor plan create a sense of openness that consistently exceeds what the square footage would suggest when you look at the numbers. The wide-body single-level plan is the tiny home layout that commits most fully to a simple idea: a home you can live in as an adult, without ladders, without head ducking, without the daily choreography of a space that was designed around constraints rather than around you. It's not the most visually dramatic option on this list. The A-frame will always photograph better. The gooseneck is more immediately interesting to talk about. But ask the people who live in single-level wide-body, tiny homes day in and day out, and they'll tell you, this is the one they'd choose again. Plan. Before you fall in love with any layout on this list, for questions. Question 1. How often are you moving? If you're genuinely mobile, moving several times a year, full nomadic life, stick with the standard THOW footprint or the gooseneck. The expandable and L-shaped plans are not designed for frequent movement. The wide-body single-level can move, but requires an over-width permit on most roads. Question 2. How many people are sleeping in this home? One person. Almost any layout works. Two adults without children. The gooseneck or wide-body single-level. Two adults with one or more children. The expandable, two real bedrooms. Or the gooseneck with a convertible sofa zone. No configuration of a standard box THOW truly serves a family without significant compromise on privacy. Question 3. How much do you value outdoor living? If outdoor living is a core daily habit, morning coffee outside, evening meals outside, social life outside, the L-shaped plan with its private courtyard is worth the permanence cost. If outdoor living is occasional, a deck on any other layout is sufficient. Question 4. Are you building for full-time living or occasional use? For occasional use or vacation units, where ceiling height in the sleeping area is less critical, A well-designed loft with 3.5 to 4 feet of headroom is perfectly functional. For full-time living, a loft's advantages erode quickly. If this is a full-time home, eliminate the loft from your consideration and work backward from layouts that solve the bedroom challenge differently: gooseneck, expandable, or wide-body single-level. Here's what every layout on this list shares. The one design commitment the standard box-shaped tiny home doesn't make. They all solve the volume problem differently, but they all solve it. The box-shaped tiny home divides its volume vertically, living below, sleeping above, and both spaces are compromised by the other. Every alternative layout on this list refuses that compromise. The gooseneck moves the bedroom to a separate structural zone. The expandable doubles the floor area, so living and sleeping coexist at ground level. The A-frame reclaims the ceiling as architecture. The L-shaped plan separates zones horizontally across 2 wings. The wide-body single-level eliminates the loft and lets the ground floor own every cubic foot. Map your daily movements before finalizing the layout. Plan storage in every piece of furniture. Use open floor plans to reduce bottlenecks. The box is the path of least resistance. Every layout on this list is the path of most intention. And in a space where the floor plan is literally everything, where there's no spare square footage to bail you out, intention is everything. Stop building boxes. Start designing homes. Quick recap: 5 layouts better than the box. Gooseneck, bedroom over the hitch. Main body soars. Best separation on wheels. Expandable, folds out from a core. Nearly double the floor area. 2 real ground floor bedrooms. A-frame, cathedral ceiling. Glass gable ends. Best for STR and natural settings. L-shaped, 2 wings. Private sheltered courtyard. Zone separation without a corridor. Wide body single level, no loft, no ladder. 10-foot width. The most underrated layout of 2026. Hit like if this changed how you see your floor plan. Comment which layout is calling your name. Next week, inside the Barred Owl for a full room by room tour of the wide body single level plan in real life. Every design decision that makes it work. Subscribe and hit the bell. See you there.